Hello. Bit of a late one today, but that's okay. Hello. Filling in some sink marks. I had an okay day at work today. Kind of a rough night, though. How are you? I believe you said your eyes refuse to focus? I don't expect a lot of people to come by. It's Tuesday anyway, and it's after 4 o'clock. But we'll see. Oh, man. My legs hurt, but I've got space heater on them, warming them up. Not that they're cold, but just the warm air helps them feel better. Do you have any plans for the evening, or just trying to stay awake till a decent time which you can attempt to fall asleep? Then work on something. Build a moodle. Build a moodle with the poodles. You can't just sit there and live vicariously through me. Build something. Hello, big fish. Thank you for the follow. Didn't you just follow the other day? Or was that a different big fish? Hey, Davos. Just getting the flashing off this. Let me go through the list on Kick real quick. This name seems familiar. I don't see it on here. Alright. If they act up, we'll deal with them then. But just so people know, I don't do Discords. Sorry. Channel stuff stays on channel. Let me see something else real quick. Oh, jeez. I remember when we did that in the underground. That was loud. School, school! I like school! There we go. There's that. Hey, Major Havoc. How you doing? We're just on for a bit of a build stream today. They really didn't provide the best mating surfaces for this component, did they? I'm doing the best I can, though. Legs hurt. I was on them all day today. 51A. $52A. I'm glad to see everybody here, though. Has Tuesday been okay for everybody else? Or does it feel like an extended Monday? Oh, I can second that. It felt busy for me, too. Not like crazy busy, but just enough to make the day go by at a relatively decent pace. Yeah, that too. Trying to think if I want to try getting into an anime series tonight. Try one of the older ones from the 90s, early 2000s. Something more along the lines of like Toradora or something like that. I might have to putty the side of this box. It looks like a lot of it won't be too terribly visible, but part of it will, so just to make sure, we're just going to do some seam cleanup, if I can get the damn thing together. Did you seat? Mostly. Let's get some glue on you, you might pop into place fully. Actually, we'll get this glued together and get the seams puttied up on it too. I did do a nice test fit last night. I put the picture up on YouTube of the wheels on the frame, and it looked nice. Yeah, we're going to have to take care of seams on this too. But for that, we'll use Surfacer. It doesn't seem to have as... Like here, there's a definitive divot where the plastic parts kind of meet together. That's just for mold draw. So we're going to level that off a bit. Be able to file that smooth. I don't feel too much of an overlap on that. Too much stuff in my face. Yeah, this stuff sands easier than putty for the most part, so I like to use it on seams where there's not a lot of ledge. Sands away smoother and quicker. You have to put as much work into it. Thicker seams like this, though, they require putty, where you're physically having to rebuild a space due to the part mismatch. That works too. We were supposed to have rain last night and tonight. It's been dry as a bone all day. If a model student drops in, I might have to ask him to send some of that Canadian rain my way. Ow. Okay, 53, 4, and 5. And I forgot to buy new crazy glue on the way home. Yay. Well, I was more worried about actually getting home. The 3 main access roads between my house and work are all closed off due to construction. So I had to figure a separate way home. So yay for that. Excuse me again. Oh. I gotta stop doing that. I might put Ares to sleep. He has already told me his eyes cannot stay focused. Exactly. So how's this drying up on me? Like crap? It doesn't help that the frame itself is just so out of whack for the model. We're gonna have to do something really drastic here. It will require some super glue glomming. Uh-oh. Me fish! I call that getting stuck in the nap trap. And you kind of have to force yourself to be tired for a day or three afterward, just so you can have a relatively normal schedule again. Ah, come here, you. It's what we had before we became veterans. You know, if an adolescent American from the 90s had his normal schedule. I'm still debating on if I should bother scratch building the fuel area, or just leave it closed. Probably just leave it closed. Oh, Major Havoc, did you find that Silent Hill trailer? And what did you think of it? If he can stay true to the story, I think it should be good. But if he does to it what he did to the 2006 film, there's going to be some unhappy people. Ow. The hell was that? Hey, Alex. Yeah, go wherever you're most comfortable. I'm sorry I don't Discord. Okay. Come on, get centered. There we go. I'm still in that pushing to stream in the weekdays phase again. I've been really bad at it. Actually, that reminds me, go to Kick real quick. Yeah. Thank you, Aries. I just want to make sure that got done. How are you doing today, Alex? You see, on this one, I'm not going to do the seams on the side. Because if I'm right, this is the battery box. And they typically have an angled cover seam like that. Because you'll undo that, and your batteries will be there for the 24-volt system. That's right, I wanted to test this on my spare tire. That actually fits quite well. I just don't know if it's thick enough. Hello, Clip. Thank you for the follow. It's not thick enough to glue into the vehicle, but I'm not worried about that. I'll glue it into the rim so I don't lose it. That way I can just glue the tire on when it comes time. So is there anybody actually active on Kick, or is it all bots these days? The same reason mine didn't. I wouldn't worry too much about it. Sorry, I dropped a part. There, is that it? And I get it. For the first few days, you're going to be sitting there almost self-doubting yourself, which is perfectly fine. You know, take your time like you're doing, get yourself sorted out. What I took from it when it happened to me is it helped me read the signs a bit sooner, so that way if it begins to happen in some other form down the line, I'm able to see it more and either avoid it or, you know, more easily and readily handle it. Obviously, each situation is different. Okay. Because you can beat yourself up for hours over why they didn't listen. In the end, the whys are their problem, not yours, you know. Especially if you feel you did everything correctly and above board. You can even ask Aries. There's a bit of time after I left my last job, I was like, why, woe was me. And that's natural, and it just took me a bit of time to get over it and sort my shit out. That's all you can do. If you need to vent, vent. We're good at that here. A lot of the guys here probably saw what was happening to me before I realized it too. There you go. Whatever you do, don't watch the movie Dreamcatcher before you do that. And if you do run into any wildlife with like red fungus growing on them, don't touch it. And if it snows, don't take in the stray husky. But yeah, some dude fun and some drinking sounds like it's not a bad idea for you. Oh, Davos, you must not know your 80s films and 90s. Stupid trivia fact, the half wolf, half dog that played that dog in The Thing also played the wolf dog in another movie later on. I forget what the movie was. Okay, you need to watch John Carpenter's The Thing, Davos. Hey, Flight Sim, how you doing? And if you haven't seen John Carpenter's The Thing, you're missing out. This model's going to be a bit bigger than I remember. Well, you got to watch past the first three. There's 6 good Trek films. And yes, I include Star Trek V in that because while compared to the ones before and after it, it was not great. It's still good Star Trek compared to what we're getting now. Then both of you over the next week are assigned to watch John Carpenter's The Thing. Don't bother with the 2011, I think, prequel. Just John Carpenter's The Thing. While the prequel wasn't terrible, it added nothing new. Oh, it's on YouTube. Should be free on YouTube. Does that go like that? I think that does go like that. So Aries, no, 1982. Logistical question here for you, if you're still there. He may have passed out by now. It's been a bit, and he's been quiet. I'm gonna cut this off so I don't break it. If, when the time came, I had to bid on a Humvee in Texas, depending on its location, I'd have to find out where it is. I'd know with a little lead time. Would it be possible for you to either pick it up or have it shipped to your place, where then I could then fly out and bring it home? Because there's auctions in California, Texas, Oregon, Pennsylvania, and New Jersey all the time. I can get you a ballpark. Give me one sec. Well, that's why I said either have it shipped to you or if you could pick it up, depending on where it is. Springtown, that's one of the places in Texas. Or even Kansas. And there's also one in Lytle. I'm not bidding now, but I'm just saying these are the general areas where they're coming from. Because I noticed some of the ones in Texas sold a little cheaper for better quality vehicles. Kansas, we're looking at Abilene. But if I have to have it shipped, it would be cheaper to send it to you, where I could then come get it. Yeah, Flight Sim, I'm working toward getting one. Won't be until about this time next year when I finally do get around to it, but I'm saving up now. The wife said yes. Again. For the third time. 63, 62. Because I'm just thinking, would it be cheaper to have it shipped all the way here? Or have it shipped to you, then I could come down to you? None in particular right now, Flight Sim. It's just, it all depends on what's available. There's some 1097s, some 998s, some 1151s, and some other various ones. Like I said, still won't be for a year. Saving money or collecting money or however you want to look at it. The main thing is, it runs. It doesn't have to have its canvas top. It doesn't have to have its doors. It just has to be able to run. And move. Now, the main reason I'm asking is generally once the process is complete, I have 8 days to get it out of the area where I would get it from at the auction. And if it would buy me a little more time to have it shipped to you for me to then be able to go get it, to plan ahead for like time off work and stuff, that would be of great help. Whereas if it's out here, I can somehow arrange to be able to drive to California and get it and back. But if I have a better chance at getting a cheaper one because the market's a bit more flooded where you are. Military ones are only diesel. The only gasoline ones were civilian. Hey, Swagman. But ultimately, I showed pictures in the last stream. I want to get a 4-door soft top one. Preferably in 3-color camo, not sand. But if sand is all that's available, sand is what I'll get. There's one right now in California. It's $1,000 start on the bid, which is weird because it runs. It has none of the canvas, and it's got one flat tire. I'm gonna just watch and see what the average prices are, and see if there's a climbing or decreasing trend over the next few months, which will also help me learn when to bid. Because, like, okay, it's starting to decrease. The want for them is kind of waning in the public, so now is my time, kind of thing. The last auction I was able to monitor, I saw one. I'll send a link since I'm not going to be bidding on it anytime soon. So I saw one similar to this one, but sand, sell for $16,000. Right? So one like that went for $16,000. While another one, and this was in Texas, that was similar to this one, went for $7,700. I'm not paying $16,000. I'd even like to get below $7,000. So I'll even show you the $1,000 one that I was looking at, because, like I said, not getting it anytime soon. If you scroll through the listing, it shows different things, like they have videos of them starting and running, things like that. Where did it go? Yeah, this one. This one would be perfect. I expect it to probably go for $4,000. All it needs is a tire. I can get that while I'm there picking it up, you know. And even that one's not in terrible shape. But that camo one is one more like what I want to get. There's a couple other different ones. Most of them, the bidding starts about $3,000 and then goes up from there. And that's if they're running. Make sure this still fits in the space provided. It's the same diameter as the kit tires, so it should. Perfect. I'm really happy with how this is coming out. Thanks again to Alex and Aries. They were donating at the time to help with the Humvee fund, and they both donated saying, get what you will. So, I got this for the stream. While this sets up more, and the putty on these sets up more, we're going to skip ahead and build the fuel tank. Then we'll come back to that. Don't want to build the interior just yet. Yeah, if I wind up winning one in California, I'll either find a way to go get it or just have it shipped here. But how far are you from any of those places, Aries? The Texas or Kansas locations. Now, knowing my luck, I'll get this fuel tank glued together. So if I got one from the first location, there'd be a chance that, like, Black would be able to drive you up there, and you'd be able to get it if it's running and drive it home. Obviously, I'd wire you money for fuel and all that. Do you have a trailer? I know you have the trucks to pull it. Because Humvees ain't that heavy. Your truck probably would not have a problem pulling that thing at all. Okay, these go that way. This goes that way. I'm sure one of y'all would have somebody you could borrow one from. Or even a Home Depot rent-a-trailer. No, they're aluminum bodies. The heavy ones are the up-armored ones. But even the 1151s they're selling are stripped of all their armor. Your standard angle-back Humvee, what they call them, with the 50 cal or the tow missile launcher on top, it's only thin aluminum and fiberglass. The body's aluminum, the hood's fiberglass. The frame and the engine are the heaviest parts. They're steel. You want to see something really neat? Look into how their hub works. Every wheel hub. It's not like your standard CV axle. And I know why the rest of the automotive industry doesn't use hubs like that, but at the same time, it's a really interesting idea. Okay. Try and get these evened up a bit more. I really don't like having a lip to fill. That's better. Yeah, looks like I'll have one there. That's alright. I'll let that dry for a bit. While that's drying, we're going to build the pumping station. But I do appreciate everybody who's helped us work toward that goal so far. We're 1/10 of the way there. I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but it actually is. So do these just butt on, or do they overlap? I think I'll wait to glue those on. Because this goes on here. That 141E. If things go right, I'll be putting more toward it this week. Yeah, we'll get this wall glued on first, and then the floor. And the customer who's who's shown interest in some of my finished models will be starting to buy those the next month as well. I just keep kicking myself because the reasoning's twofold. But really I need another vehicle so I can have the Camaro down for some stuff that I really need to get done to it. And I can't do that being that it's the car I use to get to and from work. Sorry if the light on my face is going to get a bit bright. The sun is setting and it's coming right through the window, even with the curtain down. Okay. Yeah, I need more in there before I can glue those on. There's just not enough surface. What the hell are these for? Okay, that's how they go. But the cool thing is there's also a Army surplus store north of where I live in Idaho that sells parts. So like if I need tires and rims, I can get them there. I think they even have the canvas tops there, stuff like that, so. If I do get a brand new top, I'm definitely going to have to leave it outside and Febreze the ever-living fuck out of it. Because I know it's going to smell like a moldy mothball fest, kind of like a tent or one of the Quonset huts from downrange. Oh, the memories! No worries, Davos. Thank you for joining in. I know you guys are 7 hours ahead time-wise, so I appreciate what little time you were able to drop in and say hi. I'd have to see if they even have it. I mean, I can get them off eBay. Thing is, I don't know if they're original issue or if they are newly made civilian style, and I'd rather have original issue style for what I want to do. Ah, 172. Because you guys know I'm not trying to make it some civilianized off-road vehicle. I'm wanting to go fully authentic with it. But everything I do with it, I want to be pre-2003. So that'll make it easier getting older, like rucksacks and Alice packs to put in it and tie to it, things like that. That is so weird. Okay, I see it now. Right there. There's really little tiny nubs on here. And then those glue there. They have to be flush. Like that, I think. Not like stupidly loaded up with stowage, but something to make it look right. I mean, I'd go a little overboard for things like, say I go to car shows with it and stuff. But just daily driving, it wouldn't be as loaded. Like, I'd have ammo cans in the back for other purposes, you know, holding tools, things like that. The fit on this is oddly questionable. Well, I could go even more stupid with it and do a pre-Gulf War 1989 one. But you know how hard it is to find those original little stubby mirrors it had on it? I don't even think the bolt holes are still there for them. I need to see something, but I think there's like something I could add there once it's dry. I need a much more clear picture. Ah. It could go either way, really. But okay. I am going to have to do some scribing. There's some squares here where it looks like you're supposed to add on a detail. It's actually, it looks like a flip-up panel. And then there's like a warning placard that goes on it too. So we'll see what I have to attend to after initial construction. Might be doing some scribing and minor detailing. I don't want to do anything too crazy. Get another set of music going. Let's see here. There we go. Yeah, but it wouldn't be some junky Mad Max Road Warrior mess, you know, it would be... It would look right. Trying to get all these parts to fit perfectly, and even in reality they're just thin sheet metal. Yeah, when I go through the auction, I'm gonna aim for a camouflage one. If it's a Marine Corps one, I'll have to do some more extensive repainting. And if it's coming out of California, there's a better chance it's going to be a Marine one. Sorry, brain sluggish. If it's out of Texas, it'd be an Army one. And paint would probably be in better shape. But the Marines like to paint the serial number on the top of the hood and in other areas where the Army painted it on the front and rear of the vehicle as well. So yeah, initial is to at least get a camouflage one. If I have to get a sand one, I can always repaint. But we're aiming for a camouflage one. Part of me feels like people want the sand-colored ones more anyway, so that might work in my favor. But I was thinking of, yeah, the army would put the sand rectangle on and then paint the company numbers on. And that's been like that since forever. I think even Bosnia they had that. The Marines would just paint the numbers on in black on the hood or wherever they'd fit. Okay, let's get these more straight up and down. $146E times 2. But I also want to get a whoopee light and put that on the vehicle. I think that would help with safety in general, just when I'm driving it, from how stupid people can be. A whoopee light's what we call the orange light they put on the vehicles. I know they're mandatory for European roadways. They're not so much here. But the Marine ones also come with a snorkel kit. So I'd have to remove that and then get the right tailpipe put on it. And if I happen to get one of the up-armored ones that's been stripped, it'll be a longer time, but I could either figure out all the pieces and parts to either get or replicate to make it look right, and fit it with airsoft weapons for any car shows, or strip it all down, sell off the top and the other parts I don't need, and still fit it out like a soft top one. Because there were some soft top ones that did have the turbo diesel hood. They're rare, but they're out there. I personally don't care if it's turbo diesel or not. I might have better luck going for one that isn't, because most people don't want those. Unless they're going to do something stupid like an LS or a Cummins swap in them. Which I am not. There we go. So this, I think, yeah, it attaches on this end. I think I've got the seam well enough. I might be able to just hit it with Mr. Surfacer. I want to sand it first, see where my highs and lows are. Now remember, on the links that I sent, that's just where the bidding starts at. That's not the asking price for the vehicle. Just like eBay, there's people sitting there waiting and watching. And it might take me a couple tries to get one. But if I get a certain amount and I'm cruising the auctions, none of them this time are showing it. But the last time, there was one that actually had a buy it now option for $5,000, and it was a runner. So if I see that, I would, yeah, if I have enough saved up and it's at a close enough point and it's a runner, I'd plop it. I'd go, okay, here it is. Georgia, Oregon, Colorado, California. What do they call those? The Unimog? I think that's what they're called, the Unimogs. Something like that. But even my wife was down here the other night. Ooh, I like that one in the green camo. If you get one, it's got to be in the green. Okay. Never let it be said I didn't listen to the wife. Yeah, we're gonna need putty though. Essentially the whole seam. Then we'll wet sand. Looks like I know what I'm doing while I'm off stream. Sanding, sanding, sanding. I think Aries passed out. He went into standby, so he left. Ah! Oh, I think I know what you're talking about, yeah. It's like the Mercedes version of a Jeep. Not exactly a G-Wagon, but not hardcore military looking either. Because you are known for falling asleep while I stream. Because something about my wonderful voice just puts you under. That, or you just can't escape the nap trap. I think you learned the hard way that you really shouldn't fall asleep while I'm streaming because you don't know when I'm going to come back on and wake you with terrors of who the fuck's in my house. I still think that was hilarious. I used to smoke, not anymore. Ooh, I think I actually found my orange beacon. Oh, sarcasm smoke. Gotcha. See, I'm an idiot. I'm also tired. Yeah, Ares doesn't get paid to smoke me anymore. He just does it for free now. Drop. Are those not working again? I swear Stream Elements can suck a dick when it comes to coding. Not that I'm any better, but still. Oh. You shouldn't have to rebuild it, that's the thing. Alright, let's make some programs. But every time our users turn off the computer, they gotta reset it. Yeah, shouldn't you be getting to sleep? I know you're not too worried about that right now, but one thing I did learn through both when I quit working and even during the lockdowns, maintain that schedule. If at all possible, maintain that schedule. It'll keep you from slipping into the dark no-no places. And I know it sounds weird as well. Even if you might not be going anywhere or doing anything, get dressed, you know. Might not have to wear your shoes, but at least, you know, get your pants and your shoes on, kind of stuff. Here come the sniffles. Yep. And who knows, that little jaunt, you know. Yeah, you got plans and you got interviews and stuff like that, but that little jaunt might give you the inspiration to do something else. There we go. Where's my triangular file? It's right there. Can I make any more papery noises? Why, I think I can. Yeah, the hardest thing for me, especially when I started getting applications out, was I would get some out in a place, and I started feeling bad if I didn't keep job hunting in the intervening time while I was waiting to hear back. Because it felt like time I could have been doing something. And, you know, if I could build a time machine, I'd go back in time and smack myself in the head saying, calm down, build that model. But instead I had Ares to tell me to do it, as best he could. And my wife. But they also both understood that it hurts sitting around, and they got that, which I appreciate. Well, I shouldn't say it hurts, but it didn't feel right. Yeah, bugger. Fine, I'll do this. Because, yeah, this is a time to be, you know, looking for the new work, but it's also time to be decompressing from the old one that caused you to kind of get into the condition in the first place, right? Good or bad. God, this model is going to look ugly until I get some paint on it. Yeah, today's progress update won't be anything to really look at. I might not even make one. I wonder if there's a fuel cap that's supposed to go there that never got called out in the instructions. I'm gonna look. Not that I can see. Might have to go look at pictures and see if there is one. There is that. Unfortunately, I didn't have the luxury of time on my side at the time. So I kind of had to fight it while learning the new job and trying to not let, you know, let the effect from it affect me while learning the new job. But you'll get through. If I did it, you can do it. Well, at the same time, don't forget to do something for yourself. And I don't mean that in a selfish way, just, you know, go see that movie, go do that thing. Work on one of your tanks. Something. I did find out that the largest hobby shop in the area I'll be moving to is closing down after like 50 years of operation. So there will be a vacuum when I move up there, which might be able to fill. And even if it's already filled by the time I get there, competition never hurt. But that's a long, long-term plan, you know. But if there's enough of a customer base up there to keep a singular hobby shop running for 50 plus years, there's other smaller outlets, but they're more RC based or comic book based kind of places, not just hobby shops. I just need to have the patience that all this planning and stuff will pay off. No, I wouldn't move into the old building. That would be more into Spokane than I want to be. But it just means that the area would be ripe for a newer hobby shop with a different take. Maybe something oriented a little less Shermans and Germans and a little more modern day stuff, a little more contemporary, wider variety. You know, sell the stuff that you can't get at Hobby Lobby. Because that's what kills a lot of the smaller shops around here, is they're selling the exact same kits at Hobby Lobby, yet you can't afford every other week to sell them at 40% off. I think this does get mounted here. Pretty much. Find a way to set up an RC tank course inside or even outside. Or both. Have a big rolling door in the back of the building. I think that's... Yeah, this thing looks a lot cleaner in the video than it does in person. Which means it's probably going to turn out great. Okay, that ain't right. I mean, it is right, but that ain't right. There we go. What, for the RC tanks? It depends on who I can get at the time. With what's going on right now, nobody's shipping to the US. I'd have to go off eBay or something. I wouldn't be able to... Oh, this? Italy. I think Dragon, or not Dragon, Trumpeter did a 983 and a 984? I think I got the numbers right. At least a 983. Italy did the 977 and the 978. A. I'm not too worried about it. The soonest I'm even thinking of hobby shop type stuff is 5 years. We still got to get moved first, and we haven't even done that yet, so it's not even a blip on my radar. I'll start worrying about hobby shop once I've actually moved to Washington. You know? I'll start seeing that as a reality once it becomes a bit more realistic. Right now it's Humvee, house, then hobby shop. I can daydream and plan all I want, just like I'm daydreaming and planning for the Humvee while I'm saving the money for it. But that's only so it sets a goal and keeps me kind of motivated and lined up So I'll be talking about it a lot until I get it. Just remember, the sooner I get it, the sooner I'll shut up about it. No, I honestly don't expect to even have enough together to consider bidding on one until July at minimum. If I have 8K by July, I might attempt it, but I won't go above 4K in price for whatever one I bid on. So that way I've got a 4K umbrella to go out, get it, and get it home, one way or another. Either by shipping it or driving it, depending on where I am. I would like to have 10 to 12, 10 minimum, because I feel that would give me the fairest chance of winning a bid on a really good one that's in almost tip-top shape, that I would be able to just go out and drive home. Because that would be the cheapest option, is getting one in California and driving it back. Because you're looking at about $1,000 to ship it. Whereas driving it back, barring any major failures of like tires or anything, even with the car going there and back and a hotel room, you're probably looking at $500 tops. But there's just the added possibility of a mechanical failure while on the road. That said, all the people I've seen who've bought them and driven them home never had any major mechanical failures. They had tires fail. That's because most of them are stored outside in giant dirt lots where the sun beats on them all day. So that's almost to be expected. I'm not getting to the cabin on this just yet, simply because I have to paint it as I'm assembling it, and if I'm going to be shooting NATO green, I'm also going to paint the frame and anything else that needs it. So I'm trying to get every single other thing ready. Come on, you. Go. $66B. Sorry if I've gone a little quiet. This is taking a little more concentration than I was expecting. 65A, B. There. I wonder what the wife has in mind for dinner tonight. You know what I could really go for? And I know it sounds strange. Just a good quiche Lorraine. Just eggs, ham, a little bit of onion, a little bit of, a little bit of spinach. Nothing too strong. Some cheese. I know most Americans are probably going, quiche? What the fuck is that? Now, I could risk something stupidly, idiotically, just stupid at this point. But I could take pliers and carefully turn these front axles. since there's no connected steering gear, and the tie rods are simply based on the width of these anyway. Maybe I'll do that off stream, so if there's a catastrophe I can cover it up and you'd never know it. Yeah, just to give it a little bit of dynamic, you know, something dynamic to it that's not just, okay. Yeah, just to give it a bit of life. What you said. I will probably do it off stream, though. Mainly because I'll have to hold the models in weird directions and stuff to even do it. Here's the front tires. And these little bastards took some printing. I couldn't get a successful print to save my life. But they fit now. But at 0.3 layer height, tell me those aren't sharp. But now that we've done that, and I still have to wait for more putty to dry, it has been 2 hours, and I will probably call it a stream for today. I might tinker a little off stream, but that's about it. We'll do some more building tomorrow, mainly the driver's compartment. I got some pictures of the inside, and I kind of want to dress it up a little if I can. Nothing too major. Only one door opens, but that, some water bottles, maybe a C-Rat box or K-Rat box, and maybe a rifle if I've got an M16 or something sitting around. Or a hat. I've seen plenty of those just thrown up on the dashboard too in these. So we'll figure that out. Just there's a lot I gotta kind of do this in layers. So like the inside of this part I'll have to paint first and then install the glass, because this all gets kind of blocked in by that. I might be able to leave that glass and that glass out until last. Same with these, as long as I leave the roof off and the side door off. But I gotta kind of think through it and figure it out. But yeah, that's where we are. So we'll pick up with this tomorrow. I'll probably get some sanding done and get this mostly put together tonight. And you may or may not see turned wheels, so I'll be on about the same time tomorrow, around 4-ish, and we'll aim for another 2-hour stream tomorrow. Right now I think 2 hours on the weekdays works best. If we get longer, but we'll at least aim for 2 hours. And with that, I'll see y'all later. Thanks for watching. Y'all have a good day, good night, good evening, and Sleep well.